What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Side FC channel. I'm Nia Martin. I hope you're all doing great after the Chelsea game. And yes, Chelsea have delivered. We've delivered. We've beat AC Milan 3-0 in the Champions League group stages, and I'm happy. I'm happy. It puts us second in the group now. We started at the bottom. We are now second, and I think Salzburg is at the top. And yeah, I'm excited. I know we are all excited. So let's get straight into it. Yeah. So before I start, as usual, subscribe. If you are not subscribed yet, like this video if you watched to the end and you enjoy it. So first, let's look at the lineup. I predicted a 4-3-3. He went with the 3-back defense. He went to the 3-4-2-1 formation, and it turned out to work very well. They were playing 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1 kind of formation, and that was what they went with. And Graham Potter used this to counter that tactic or that formation. So, and it worked. It worked well. It worked very, very well. I think I got most of the team correct. Apart from Mount, I didn't put Mount in my team. I put Gallagher instead, and Loftus-Cheek too. I wanted us to start with Dennis Zakaria. I don't know when we are going to see Dennis Zakaria in the squad, to be honest. But Loftus-Cheek started, and he had a very, very good performance, in my opinion. Him together with Kovacic. Kovacic was a bit quiet, but Loftus-Cheek in support. You can see Kovacic isn't really fully fit yet from the way he plays, but he tries his absolute best. He was able to take Tonali. Him and Loftus-Cheek together were able to take Benassa and Tonali out of the game. And like I said in my preview, if you're able to take these two players out of the team, you would be able to get a chance at beating AC Milan, because these two control the midfield. These two control everything that happens from defense going to the attack, and they are very, very good at it. They've done it countless of times for AC Milan this season, and we're able to stop that. So it's helped us a lot. So he used Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek in the middle, and Chilwell on the wings. Chilwell and James on the wings. James, excellent performance. I'll come to that. And then Koulibaly, Silva, Fofana in defense. Mount, Sterling up top, supporting Aubameyang in the middle. And yes, this formation worked. Like I said, the game started very, very nervy. It was a bit shaky because when the game started, AC Milan were in full control of the game. Like, they were the ones maintaining possession. They were the ones controlling even that midfield. They didn't really have a shot on target, or they didn't have a chance in that opening few minutes, but they were the ones in control of the ball. And then it flipped. I think it flipped after like 10 minutes or so, or probably less than that, and it flipped, and then we were the ones now on the offensive. We were attacking, and I think Mount even got a chance. Mount was the only one for a long time he was the only one who got a shot on target until we got that corner, and I think Thiago Silva headed it first on target, and their keeper made a save. But Mount made a very, very brilliant shot that was saved by their keeper before that, I think a while before that. And then the corner came, the three successive corners that came in, Thiago Silva got his head on all three of them. And I don't know why the AC Milan defenders didn't pick him out after the first free header, because all the three were basically free headers, and I think they were using zonal marking instead of man marking. But somebody should have been on the pitch to tell them that this man is getting free headers. Somebody should stand next to him, somebody should mark him, but they were still stuck with their zonal marking, and that's how the goal came. And the third one that came in from a Chilwell delivery and then headed down by Thiago Silva. I think it was saved by the keeper, and then the ball was loose in the box, and then Fofana just tapped it for a goal, and he got his first goal for the club. He was happy. He was very, very happy about it. And then he celebrated. I think he did a video with Aubameyang on the Chelsea YouTube channel, and he was talking about celebrations and stuff like that. And one of the celebrations that he pointed out, that's what he did on the pitch, and he was happy. He was happy to score his first goal for Chelsea, a team that he's been supporting when he was a kid, and I'm sure it feels very, very good just to do that. And he was happy. He was deservedly happy. I think when the game started, the three of them were excellent in defense. Fofana, Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, excellent in defense. They were stopping everything that was coming through that defense, and they did very, very well. And then unfortunately, Fofana had an injury. I think he was tackled He twisted his knee and he tried to play, but he realized that he couldn't, and he called for a substitution, and then he was brought off, and then Chaloba was brought on. Chaloba also had a very good game. He didn't do any mistakes. He did well in defending and stopping the AC Milan attack. So that it was a good replacement, but I'm really hoping that Fofana gets well soon. Um, Graham Potter was asked whether the injury was serious, and he said they have to check it tomorrow to see how serious it is. But for now, he can't really say much about it. But it looked like he will be out for some time. I hope he will not be out for a long time. I hope he'll be out for some time, and I wish him a speedy recovery. After that, Sterling, just before the second half, Sterling had a very good chance that I thought he should have taken it. He should have taken the shot quicker. He delayed and he wanted to pass it to Aubameyang, and Aubameyang couldn't get to it, and that was a chance missed. Yeah, and I think Sterling was one of our weakest players in the game. He he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. I think the whole team, everybody did very well. Performed very well. But I think Sterling was one of the weakest. I think his final passes in the third half of the pitch was very bad. He was making the wrong passes. He was doing all the right runs, but he was making the wrong passes to receive the ball. Sometimes he passed it late to Aubameyang. Sometimes he passed it too early, and the defender got it. Like it was all over the place. But he redeemed himself with the pass that he made for James' assist. Beautiful pass. He waited for James and gave it to him. And yeah, I'll get to that. But that was what happened in the first half. So the first half, we went to the dressing room leading by a goal to nil, and that alone would have been excellent for Chelsea fans. That result should have been excellent for Chelsea fans, but no, they came back in the second half, and then they turned up the heat. They turned up the heat. The battle between Rafael Leao and James in the first half was pretty interesting. I think in the first half, Leao was getting the better of James. He was the one beating James quite a bit. I think he beat him like 2 or 3 times. There was a third time that he even walked through the defense. I think he went through James and Chaloba and laid the pass in. And I think I've forgotten which striker it was. I think it was Drew or somebody like that. Almost scored, but Kepa made a very good reflex save, very good save. And then they had an open they had an open goal, and then they just kicked it over the bar, and we'll take that. We are grateful for that. Grateful for that. And then shortly after Aubameyang got his goal, I think that goal Chilwell could have easily had an assist. Neatly worked from the left hand side, 1-2 between Mount and Chilwell, and then Chilwell came in and Chilwell gave in a horrible cross. I don't know what he was doing with that cross. It was so bad that he went all the way back, all the way to the right hand side to um Reece James when Sterling and Aubameyang were open in the middle, and Reece James was like, "This is how you do it," and he put in the beautiful cross, and then Aubameyang, being the poacher that he is, was able to put it in the back of the net. And this is what we want from our strikers. We want strikers who will take, because Aubameyang for the majority of the game up to that point, and even after that, he was very quiet in the game. But he made a difference. He was able to get the he was able to score when he got the chance. That is what you want from your strikers. You don't need your strikers to do much in the game. You don't need your strikers to be defending and doing a lot in the game. Just take your chances when you get them, and fans will be happy. Your manager will be happy. Your team will be happy. The same thing against Crystal Palace. Aubameyang was very quiet up until he scored the goal, and even after that, he didn't really do much in the game. But he scored a goal, a brilliant goal to get us going. And the same thing too he did today. He got a chance and he scored it. That is what you are there for. Score the goals. That is it. So I'm happy that he scored the goal, and we went 2-0 up. Loved it. Loved it. And you could feel it. You could feel that everybody was happy. Stamford Bridge was buzzing. They were chanting. They were screaming. They were shouting. They were singing. Like everybody was happy. And I think the AC Milan fans were also supporting their teams to their fullest, even though their team didn't really perform well. They were supporting and singing and shouting up until the very end. Like kudos to them. They did very well to us well in supporting their team, even though the team didn't really live up to expectations. And then Reece James, like this guy has been a revelation this season, last season. Ever since he joined Chelsea, he joined the senior squad. He has been a revelation for us, and I'm so glad that the Bowley team has extended his contract to another 5 years at Stamford Bridge. I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy for him. Both him and his sister. Anytime I watch them play, I'm just so happy that these two players play for Chelsea, because the sister is also equally perfect at in her role. Um, Hardly does any mistakes, so good with the ball, and James also does pretty much the same thing. And I'm happy that we have both of them in Chelsea, in the women's team, the men's team, just killing it for us, and I'm happy about that. Sterling had the ball and he waited for James to come on the right hand side. James was very very quick. Waited for him to move to the right hand side, and then he came and then he laid the pass in, and James, being James, just whipped that in the top right corner of the goal. And yeah, I think the keeper expected him to whip it across goal, to kick it across goal, but he did it. He hit it straight into the roof of the net. And you know James was not missing that. How many times has he missed that? He doesn't, unless maybe he doesn't get a chance or it's blocked. But if he gets a shot away, it's going in. It's going in. He has so much power in his leg. James just culminated a very perfect performance. Like I said, in the first half, he wasn't too bad in the first half, but I feel like Raphael, the Leao was getting the best of him in the first half. But the second half, he just stopped him. He was very, very aggressive with Raphael. Even they had to change Raphael Leao because he wasn't able to he wasn't able to cope with James on the right hand side. And yeah, he was substituted off, and James was blocking everything that he was trying. Anytime he tried to run with James, James cut him off. James didn't even allow him to run. James stopped him before he even started running, because James knows that when he starts running, he might beat him. So he didn't even allow him to run. But in the first half, he was allowing him to run more, and that was where the issue was. And so we ended the game 3-0 and at the bottom of the table with 1 point, because we only had a draw against Salzburg, a loss against Dynamo Zagreb, and then we ended it with a beautiful 4 point, beautiful win, and then we are second on the table. If Salzburg and Dynamo Zagreb had drawn, would have been at the top of the table. So going to San Siro next week is going to be an interesting time. It's going to be an interesting match, because look at the support that the fans gave them at Stamford Bridge. Imagine being at San Siro. Fantastic, fantastic. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that game. I'm now more confident, because I wasn't really confident going to this game. Like I said, I predicted 1-0, but I would have been happy with the draw. And they just went out there and they surprised us, and they were able to get the 3-goal margin, and they got the 3 points from the game. And I'm very, very happy about that. So we faced Tomori and Giroud, not the best return that they hope to have at Stamford Bridge, but they had a very, very good reception from the fans. And then next week, we are going to play against Diego Costa, the man, the myth, the legend, Diego Costa. That's my review of the game. Sorry if it seemed rushed a bit. I wanted to do it quickly and get it out as soon as possible. Let me know your thoughts, your views on the game. How happy are you? What do you think about the players' performances? Subscribe if you've not subscribed. Like if you've not liked the video yet. Give the video a like. It helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.